including a nurse, faced felony charges for inmate abuse. Yesterday, prisoners staged a sit-in protest at the prison, stating their conditions have not improved since the arrests. TMJ4's Ben Jordan has more on the story.
Those locked up inside are reaching out for help.
This is getting ridiculous. People are dying in this institution.
As their voices are nearly drowned out by other inmates yelling in the background.
I got here March 28th of this year, and I'm shocked at what's going on here.
Some claim they're under constant lockdowns and forced to live in filth.
We don't get showers, which we have to take the showers right now for 9 days.
Another inmate's biggest concern, allegations of illegal drugs being circulated.
Whatever you can think of, it's pretty much here.
All in what's supposed to be a maximum security penitentiary.
This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Remember that number, because I got some stuff for you later. All right, so here's the deal, all right? I've been talking about this and complaining about this, and Pew Research came through and did a study. So now everybody who screams and hollers, Dr. Ken be talking all this craziness about this and about that's my fake Dr. Ken voice. Dr. Ken be talking about all this, theories and why we got to do this, but we believe it. Well, while many Black Americans view themselves as at least somewhat successful and are optimistic about their financial future, they are also critical of U.S. institutions. Is that shocking? No. Most say several systems in the United States need significant changes to ensure Black people are treated fairly. This is for Sandra. Got it? Because Sandra always talks about different things. Al, both Als, Al from Sherman Park and the other Al. Everybody calls in. Melanie. All the regular callers talk about the systemic things and all the issues that are going on in America about Black people. Well, Black Americans' doubts about the fairness of institutions are accompanied by suspicion. This is from pewresearch.org. Indeed, most Black adults say that prison, 74%, political, 67%, and economic, 65%. Systems in the U.S., among others, are designed to hold black people back. This is according to a new Pew Research Center survey of black adults conducted in September of 2023. The survey, get this, you ready? Also finds that most black Americans are familiar with specific race conspiracy theories about U.S. institutions and believe they're true. Do you have any? What is a racial conspiracy theory? In this report, the phrase racial conspiracy theory refers to the suspicions that black adults might have about the actions of U.S. institutions based on their personal and collective historical experiences with racial discrimination. For example, 82% of black adults say they have heard the following racial conspiracy theory about the prison system. You ready? You could probably guess it. Black people more than white people. Well, let me get it right. Black people are more likely than white people to be incarcerated because prisons want to make money on the backs of black people. Many black adults, 74%, say this conspiracy theory is true and happens in the U.S. today. Now, while psychologists say belief in conspiracy theories is often linked to paranoia and other mental health issues, the racial conspiracies that black people believe are rooted in factual acts of intentional or negligent harm. Well-documented examples include the surveillance of political leaders like the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, malpractice in the medical research in the Tuskegee syphilis study, and the massacre of black people and destruction of their communities in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 2021. So these historical events and others described in later chapters of this report, which you can get, provide the context for some black Americans' belief in racial conspiracy theories. And to be sure, the majority of black people are familiar with their history. Nearly 90% of black adults consider themselves at least somewhat informed about U.S. black history, even if they don't want to teach this to us in schools and stuff, according to a 2022 Pew Research Center survey. This includes 51% who said they are extremely or very informed. So you got it. Aside from well-known historical facts, how often do black Americans experience racial discrimination? Is that a trick question? It's also a significant factor in shaping how familiar they are with racial conspiracy theories and whether they believe in them. They are also modest. There are modest differences by gender, education, family income, political affiliation. Still, majorities of most black demographic subgroups are familiar with these theories and believe in them. For this report, they surveyed 4,736 black adults in the U.S. from September 12th to 24th in 2023 in English and in Spanish. Here's some findings. You ready? Still got that post-nasal drip. About 7 in 10 Americans say the criminal justice system was designed to hold black people back. Do you believe that true? Yes or no? No. Okay. 76% of black adults say the racial conspiracy theory that black public officials are singled out and discredited in a way that doesn't happen to white public officials is true and happening today. About 2/3, 67%, of black Americans say racial conspiracy theories in business in the form of targeted marketing of luxury products to black people in order to bankrupt them are true and happening today. 55% of black Americans, black adults, say racial conspiracy theories in the form of secret or non-consensual medical experiments like the Tuskegee study are true and happening to black people today. 55% of black adults say the racial conspiracy theory that the government encourages single motherhood and the elimination of black men from black families is true and happening today. And then finally, 51% of black adults say the racial conspiracy theory that government promotes birth control and abortion to reduce the size of the black population is true. So there you have it. We talk about we hear things. We talk about we believe things, but where does it come from? Well, partially it comes from history. And the other part, it comes from a lived experience. We lived through Tulsa. We lived through the syphilis experiments, Tuskegee. We lived through slavery. We lived through Jim Crow. So we can talk about it, but the outcome is still the same. Which of those theories resonates with you? 833-212-1017 is the number. What do you believe to be true? But then again, I guess the question actually should be, do you believe?
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now, subscribe to 1017 The Truth, and see this wonderful smile live every day.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, we need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know, what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year in 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We've already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know whether it's a new home or a new car. You've worked hard to achieve your dreams, and we work hard to protect them so you can enjoy the utmost peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Are you tired of renting and giving money to a landlord? Come to the June 15th event at North Division High School from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. where you can speak to Axe Housing coaches about home ownership, listen to keynote speakers, and meet their banking partners. Get started by going to axehousing.org and clicking on virtual orientation. You can also register for the event there too. Visit axehousing.org today to register. That's axehousing.org.
A Brewers Group outing is the best way to celebrate any special occasion. You can count on the Brewers to host an event your crew won't forget. Brewers account reps make your day at the ballpark a breeze. Start planning your group outing now at brewers.com/groups.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious accident? It's free. Yes, free, as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. There's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Oh, people can't tell time. Anyway. I tell you. 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm just going through all my paperwork and got all this stuff. Hey, if you're interested in getting the pewresearch.org information on my open, you can just text to 833-212-1017 RACE, R-A-C-E. Just text RACE, and you'll be sent back the link to the pewresearch.org information on racial conspiracy theories. Gloria, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I
want to know, what do you know about that Project 2025, and are you letting us listeners know more in detail what it is about, and about Jim Crow, because that's been thrown around a lot by that Byron Donald's son guy, or whatever his name is, where he talks about Jim Crow and that black people were better off in terms of family during Jim Crow. And I don't even think he understands. Like you were saying, we don't have a good understanding of our history. And that was a good example, and he's gotten himself in a lot of trouble by using that term Jim Crow. He didn't have to say Jim Crow.
Yeah, but doesn't he have a right to say Jim? Yes, I am. Doesn't he have a right to say Jim Crow? Okay. All right.
Yeah, but to say that black families were better off and more cohesive, there are other times he could talk about other than Jim Crow. I mean, right. Jim Crow.
Right.
I mean, that was segregation. I mean, he's married to a white woman. He couldn't have been married to her during Jim Crow.
Let's not use personal stuff. Let's keep it. If he's a politician, let's keep it political. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Well,
all right. Come on.
Well, we all saw that. I'm just saying. And speaking of Jim Crow, he doesn't have a good understanding of what Jim Crow actually was about. And for him to say that the black family was better off, I have a problem with that.
Well, what's the context that he uses?
Well, he gave a lot of statistics, which most of them were not true. And when he talked about...
Are you sure they weren't true, or did you look them up to determine whether or not they were true?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
What statistics did it? I'm not challenging you. I'm saying what
I don't
statistics?
know. No, I know you. I've listened to you all the time, so I know you're not. But I don't know what I use to look them up, but everywhere that I've heard other people reporting on them, they bring up the statistics.
But that doesn't make either of them right until you can confirm. Until we can confirm what they're saying. I think what happened is, as most people do when they're black and conservative, the mainstream media will take what you say out of context, even if it's true or not true. They take it out of context and make it what it's not. I'm not supporting what he said, because we were not better off than Jim Crow. But I understand if you look at the context I'm assuming he was using, in that we had intact families, we had mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers, and we worked. It was a struggle. God knows it was a struggle. And there was racism rampant, but our families were together. I've actually argued the point that in the 1970s, when we desegregated everything and we were able to do what we wanted to do and where we wanted to do it to a certain point, we lost a lot of the culture and the familial things that made us have to live through Jim Crow, made us survive.
I agree with that.
We lost it. And so I think it's easy, because he's conservative, to bash him if he has a white wife, when in fact I think context is important. And so when I start listening to other people on what Gloria said, instead of calling Gloria and listening to what Gloria said, it can get a little twisted. And
yeah, because like you said about the 1970s, I grew up in the 50s, and on my block on 12th Street, I grew up between 12th and Monarchy and North Avenue. And everybody on our block, we didn't know anybody that didn't have a mother and a father.
Right.
And then slowly during the 70s, that's when the cheese slid off the crackers, so to speak. And then we started seeing all these women that were having kids and no fathers, or fathers that were abusive. But no, we all in
or
the 50s,
that you stayed out of the house
50s,
because you got more money.
Yep. And then I was starting. When I started college, I started seeing more and more black women, who were going to college, and they were putting off having kids and putting off getting married.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if anybody has done any statistics on that, but a lot of us, like I came from a household where my mother was a stay-at-home mom. My father worked and did other, worked on cars and put in radio. So we didn't see any of that when I was growing up. And then all of a sudden, it seemed like it in the 70s and mid-70s, when I went away to college, and then everything was like, where did all these one-family households come from?
Right. Very true.
So, yeah.
Well, also Vietnam had an impact in that as well.
Yep. Yeah. But if he could say anything about Jim Crow and us being more, the families intact, it's just like you said, we were struggling, holding on to each other for dear life, for protection, and, to keep us together, considering all that was happening.
But let me ask you a question, Gloria. Let me ask you a question, Gloria, because you were born in the 50s, right?
Yep.
Was your family better off?
Yep. In the 50s?
Right. In terms of being together and familial, and you knew where everybody was and everybody cared, and I'm not saying that to support what he says. I'm saying if we could get back to that, the way we were in the
Jim Crow ended in 1968 with the civil rights, all that.
Right.
So I was in high school.
It ended legally, but it didn't actually end.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
All right.
But I just want to know if you're going to talk to us about the Project 2025.
I've been digging into it and reading as much as I could about it. I see some parts of it that are like, huh? And then I see some parts of it that don't make any sense. I see some things that other people say about it, and they don't like the Heritage Foundation, and some people support. It's so I'm gonna have to dig in and look at the numbers.
Let's look into it. I'm gonna too, and then I'll call you back and we can talk some more.
Sounds like a plan.
But I listen to you all the time. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.
833-212-1017. I can't resist it. Because you hung up, and now things ain't been the same. I couldn't resist. As soon as you said it was Gloria, I said, let me find this song. All right. 833-212-1017 is the number. Al, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Well, good evening. I know I'm about to get my head bit off.
I doubt it.
I don't believe abortion can stop the progress of black babies, especially once it gets cold outside. Number two, I heard, people say government took the man out the household, but my mother always said, why did the woman have to depend on the government? Because I used to hear these stories, and I know everybody is different, where the man would leave that household and go get a family on the other side of town just as big, but he'll raise them kids, but don't come back for the other kids. And then also I know back then, and this was before my time, black women could not work. So they had to depend on the husband. And even though my grandmother was married to my grandfather for many, 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 many years before she died, she did not get to do all her dreams and goals and aspirations by having kids on kids. So I think it's a catch-22 when they say, well, the families back then. But see, back then, women couldn't work, so they had to be in the house. They had to get beat on. They had to have the kids. And then the women who left the house, they got kind of shunned. You know, if they went to school or they bought Cadillacs or, you know, they was
took care of themselves. Took care of themselves.
There you go. So I think it was a catch-22. But I will say, if some of these women and men had some of the personalities of their great-grandparents and mothers, we wouldn't be going through what we're going through right now. But I just wanted to share that, and I hope everybody have a good day.
All right, you too. 833-212-1017 is the number. Jason's already mad at me for being late, so I'm just going to take the caller. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Good doc.
What's up?
Well, there's a lot that comes with, and I want to say that Al was very eloquent in speaking about the flip side of 70, 80 years ago, because there are a lot of components that our young people don't have to deal with. I think they'll see our failure over the last 100 years in many ways, and they'll just pick their own path, just like we did, you know. And so to say we need to ever go backward is to not exist in the present. Anybody who's talking about going back to anything is dead in the present. And so to stand next to that, to want to have a seat at the table with that, is to embrace that instead of that forwardness that, you know, people that are younger than DJ Brother Z, who are going to come up with better ways of relationships than we could ever imagine, who are, since 1992, having far fewer teenage births, which do also impact that same poverty that we were talking about a few minutes ago.
But we also have fewer families, fewer marriages, fewer everything.
Yes, exactly.
No, time out. Exactly. You say don't go back. Hang on. Hold on.
I'm not
the
saying
caller.
fewer.
The caller. Stop. Okay, so he's going to keep talking, so I need to put him on hold. All right. You back?
I am here with you.
Hold on.
You're interjecting. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I am. That's exactly what I do.
I know.
So you're saying don't go back, but when many of the aspects of black life, black culture, and black living was better and quieter, what do you mean don't go back? Don't go back to things that were good for us?
No, I mean go forward into something different that might not be what
why does it have to be different when it worked?
When life was different, when laws were different.
But it worked.
And what I'm going to say is people were raising their daughters to trade them, like if you saw in The Color Purple, to trade them for livestock. Now people are raising their daughters to cure things or come up with remedies for diseases. And not to be receptacles for disease if someone wants to have, like Al said.
So you picked all the negative stuff? You picked all the negative stuff?
Because you're speaking of the positive thing.
Wow.
And definitely don't raise any children into a world, because if you haven't lived during a time when you can't try on a suit, like some of the 80-year-olds I was with yesterday, who always laugh at people who are younger than 80.
Yes, I have.
If you weren't an adult during Jim Crow, I don't think anyone has a right to say, let's go back to something that we didn't experience as adults.
You have a right to say whatever you want first.
Second, I didn't say it's a fact. This is just my own opinion.
I understand.
I like to share with you.
I appreciate it. But other people get to challenge it too.
I enjoy you appreciating me and our difference of opinion. That Jim Crow is not an option, and the gentleman,
you're missing the point.
The legislator who mentioned it, in my opinion, is an idiot to connect that with our forward progress. Because to go backward, to want to live in the past, is to be dead in the present. And there are people in Generation Z who have no clue of what you and I are even talking about right now. They're having fewer babies and having happier lives.
All right.
And so,
if you say so.
It's all about humanity living their best life, and happiness is the truest measure of living your best life to me.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
God bless and drive safe, so I don't have to text that to you.
All right. I think one thing he missed is that if you do that, you're living with your head in the sand. You're stuck your head in a hole and you're pretending like you don't see the rest of the world and everything is glory, glory, happy, happy, and it's not. And sometimes we get on this positivity kick And that's not life, because life's not always positive. You're either in a storm, you're coming out of a storm, or you're about to head into a storm. But either way, there's a storm. And the sooner you are able to function in those three areas in your life, actually the easier life will be and you'll be happy. But let's not forget, us wanting all this crap to be happy all the time, to be positive all the time, you are setting yourself up for failure. And that's actually the reason why younger people don't know our history. But you know what that means? They're doomed to repeat it. Traffic, sports, and weather up next.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
For the brave men and women of the United States military, it has been said that some gave all, but all gave some. At Tayback Law, we honor these sacrifices by working to ensure veterans receive the benefits they're entitled to. I am Monica Ireland Karras. I am a partner and a VA-accredited rep at Tayback Law. If you're a vet and you have been wrongfully denied your veterans benefits, visit taybackattorneys.com to set up a free evaluation. At Tayback Law, we fight for those who fought for us. Contact Tayback for the payback. taybackattorneys.com.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Sherwin Hughes with his truth.
I think you're spoiled. You have too many choices. We sometimes forget that having choice is a luxury. I can remember when I was a little kid, I either ate what my mother cooked for dinner or I starved. I didn't have the luxury of choice. Now we can choose anything and everything. We can choose which apps we want to be a part of. We can go and pick a new mate. We can decide what food we want to order. We have an unlimited amount of choice, and I think that we forget that choice is a luxury. You are either a winner or you're a loser. You're either going up or you're going down. You're either free or a slave. You are either woke or you are asleep. Those are called binary choices, and it's tough for people to understand just having two choices in a world that inundates us with unlimited choice. I know you don't like the candidates that are on your ballot come November. Guess what? They probably don't like you either. But you only have a binary choice. You either want this country to excel and succeed and explore new industries and be honest and fair about racial inequity. You either believe in climate change or you don't. You believe in democracy or you don't. You want a country that will do whatever it can to help people, all people, regardless of gender identity, regardless of national origin, or you want to take the low road and vote for the person that only wants to help himself with no regard for anyone else. Choice is a luxury. Unfortunately, too many of us forget that it's a luxury. Binary choice is all you have in November. I hope you choose wisely.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Do you know or work with kids who have special healthcare needs? Help them live their best lives. Contact Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network. Our specialists will connect you with services in your area. Wisconsin Wayfinder is free and confidential. Call 877-947-2929 or visit dhs.wi.gov/WISCWAY. Connect today. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Eastbound 94 at Highway 83, we've got an accident on that off-ramp, and that's going to be affecting your ride on eastbound 94 proper, so just be extra careful heading through there. Also, delays along 41 southbound from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Also heavy on 43 southbound from about Capitol Drive down past Keefe and through the Marquette. Northbound slow from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, clear, chilly, a low of 50. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with chance of showers later on, a high of 72. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Alex Tellez. The Milwaukee Brewers ended their road trip with a 10-2 loss versus the Tigers on Sunday. They are back at home this Monday versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Colin Ray expected to take the mound versus Jose Barrios. First pitch is scheduled for 7:10 with coverage beginning over on WTMJ at 6:35. Brewers still currently hold a 6.5 game lead for first place in the division. And finally, over in basketball, Game 2 of the NBA Finals goes to the Boston Celtics as they won at home 105-98, going up 2-0 in the series. Former Buck Drew Holiday led the game for the Celtics with 26 points. Game 3 is set in Dallas on Wednesday with a scheduled tip-off of 7:30. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Wanna buy a new car, but the price ain't right. Ain't that cold? Be a damn sight cheaper. Yes, it would. Started riding a bike. Listen, they're making milk out of powder. Yeah, they are. Got the babies crying. Poor baby, they know what that stuff is. Rent's gone up higher. Yes, it is. Got the parents lying. I'll pay you tomorrow. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. Yeah. Make you wanna run for cover. Yes, it will. And if you look, you will discover. Yeah. Lord, it's a real motherfucker.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. Johnny Guitar Watson on Music Monday. 833-212-101. It's kind of how the economy is right now. It's a real. Anyway, 833-212-1017 is the number. Eddie M., you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. How are you?
All right, Dr. Ken, how are you this evening?
I'm good. What's up?
You're good. All right. Hey, regarding the subject, now listen to your editorial comment. People were talking about going back to how it was and whatever. But even back when it was like that, the powers that be interrupted that lifestyle.
Correct.
And I think that's still continuing. I think, personally, everything you said in your editorial, I agree with it somewhat. Because it seemed like the things that we need to do to get ahead, we can't control. We don't control the assets that the United States. I mean, like the power companies, the food, the different things that have to go through the majority to get to us.
But can we?
Well, we can, and the reason why I say that is because it goes back to the slave mentality. When someone tries to come up for some psychological reason, the majority finds a way to attack it. And if you does that
still mean we can't do it?
No, I'm not. We always can do it, but it's the mindset.
Okay.
And the mindset,
Gotcha.
like I said. The way you probably raise your child in your household is different from someone that doesn't have the same background, education, or whatever.
But I didn't grow up I didn't grow up in a household with an education background like that, though.
But something motivated you, Ken. Something motivated you.
Yeah,
and
my
even
grandmother.
though you didn't grow up in that situation, even if you didn't grow up in that situation behind education or whatever, I'm quite sure right now, I don't know if you have kids or not, but I bet you put them on a different course than you do. Okay, and I'm quite sure you put them on a different course than you do. Because
No. I put them on the same course as me.
As far as, I'm talking about as your background, though. As far as when you was coming up, you said...
Yes, 100%
right,
correct.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
So what I'm saying is that if it can't start at home, forget the teacher, even with the public schools and all this going on with that.
Yeah.
It still start at home.
Yep.
And then again, I always call it the slave mentality. When the slave used to do something wrong, the bastard had another slave with the whip, and he told all the slaves to gather around. And so if you get out of line, this is what's going to happen to you. You know, and that's the way our system works now. It's like when people and it's try to come up and like you were saying with the laws and stuff like that. I don't know if you remember, like 5-10 years ago, some kids at UWM got caught with cocaine, selling cocaine. They were young, this, that, and other. They got off with probation. A black child goes and do the same thing, they get life. And I'm exaggerating a little bit, but still, that's that
I
mentality.
get what you're saying.
Like,
yep.
We can, Trump preach it. I can go out there and do this and do that. I mean, it's just crazy. So, you know, I understand what you're saying, and I would like it to be that way. But anytime people come together in our culture, they don't succeed because they don't want to stick together or fight through the storms, as you were saying. And then you got other cultures coming in, figuring they better than us, and they in the same boat. And then you got people really thinking Trump love them. Trump only love people that got money, man. I don't care what color you are. He'll kick his own people to the side if it's about a drug. So it's all confusing to me. But I agree 100% with that survey that you spoke about earlier.
All right. Well, thank you much, Eddie. I appreciate it.
All right.
833-212-1017 is the number. You know, you have a lifetime of experience on the job, in the world, in your life. A degree from Concordia University can help you make the most of it. Concordia University, Wisconsin offers flexible, online, career-focused programs for experienced adults just like you. I know because I went through the same program. So whether you're looking to grow into your current role or you're looking for a new field, a new job, at Concordia, you'll learn from experts and grow your professional network. How do you do that? Visit cuw.edu. That's cuw.edu for more. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. When we come back, talking text line, Sandra, your calls. But I got to ask you, though, do you believe?
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call, That's All Gruber Cash giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call, That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call, That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Research shows that high-quality teachers have the greatest impact on student success during the school day. By shaping their students, they are shaping the future. Yet while actors have Oscars, musicians have Grammys, and athletes have gold medals, exemplary educators who prepare every profession are just not recognized enough. The Milken Educator Awards set out to change that by surprising outstanding educators across the nation with $25,000 prizes and providing a platform to celebrate, elevate, and activate the profession.
Erica Stevens!
The awards were created by Lowell Milken of the national nonprofit Milken Family Foundation. The journey to surprising the 3,000th Milken Educator is in full swing. Who will be next?
Honey, they chose me.
Celebrate teachers, value teachers, thank teachers.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm stronger than a locomotive, yeah. That old saying is true. But I can't understand sometimes, baby, why I'm so weak for you. Listen, I can leave.
Hey, Truth Nation, join our Beyond the Mic with Sherwin Hughes.
In a single bound.
Nah, I'm not going to read this. Because I got the wrong one. Join us for Beyond the Mic with Sherwin Hughes on Tuesday, June 25th at Scene 1 Restaurant, 5 to 7 p.m. This sophisticated mixer will include delicious cocktails and great conversations and unforgettable memories. Remember, from 5 to 6, your first drink is on our event sponsor, PWD Computers, until supplies last. So, you also get... Well, if you get there at 5, you don't have to miss your chance to win a one-night stay at Chula Vista Resorts in the Dells, a 4-pack of tickets to Summerfest, a 4-pack of tickets to see Milwaukee Brewers, or a $25 gift card to Cousin Subs. So we can't wait to see you. 25th of June, 5 to 7 p.m., Beyond the Mic with Sherwin Hughes at Scene 1, Restaurant and Lounge, 5524 West North Avenue in Milwaukee. 833-212-1017 is the number. Sandra, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you today?
I am fine. How are you today?
I'm great. What's up?
Good. I was listening to you talk about the conspiracy theories and kind of some other stuff, and the lady was asking you about the Project 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot out there to read about it.
I downloaded it. Well, I don't read what other people say about it. I downloaded the 920-something pages, and I'm going to read it.
Oh no, that's a lot of pages.
Well, but see, when you have firsthand knowledge, you don't have to have somebody else's bias and all that run through it. You can just read it verbatim, and it'll tell you what you need to know. And if you agree, you agree. If you don't, you don't. But at least it's you. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's true. I don't like what it says so far, but like I say, I think it's just a more conservative thing that they got going on. And anyways, when you were speaking of conspiracy and you were speaking of the crime and that kind of stuff, and I guess I must believe conspiracy because I believe it's created. Some of this is created. Some of it's true. Some of it's, some of the stuff crime is very true. I don't deny that. But I'm just saying that the way the structure is set up where you're going to have more prisons than school in a minute. And so it costs more to
I doubt it.
put a prisoner in jail.
I doubt it.
Well, that's what I read. That's not true. I read it.
Well, the reason I say it's not true is because less kids are being born, therefore less people will be here to commit crimes. So I think eventually we may run out of it. I'm just saying.
I hope so. Because that's what, like that documentary, The 13th, that's what that was all about. Mass incarceration by another name. It shows you how crime was so low back then, and as we went along, how high the crime rate went.
Right, because what they did is they made laws that were particular to black people. So if black people, like for instance, when black people moved north from the South during the Great Migration, when they moved north, they made black people hanging together illegal. So if you were on the street together and it was 3 or more people together, then, oh, it's a group, it's a gang, it's a whatever. And they outlawed it. And so they wrote you tickets and arrested you and all of that stuff. Not having a job, right? You're looking for a job. Well, they created vagrancy laws. Well, you're a vagrant, so you got to go to jail. And then when you went to jail, they bill you per day for staying there. So then when you got out, you owed them money. And then if you didn't pay the money, you had another warrant. And then you went back to jail. And it just went over and over and over. So, yeah, it's laws that were created.
And they don't want you to know about it. They're trying to take it all out of your books and stuff, and that's not right because they need to know our history just as well as we need to know it. Because, like they say, you know it, you won't go back there.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the books we use at Concordia and the information that we teach, we talk about it.
Oh, okay.
We talk.
Okay. Because all we talked about when I was going to school was Jane and Dick and Harry, or whatever, Spot. That's all I can remember really reading.
See, Spot run.
I'm saying because my parents didn't talk. My parents didn't talk because they had come up from the South. They lived it.
Yeah.
And so they were just protecting us kids as much as they could. And then when we would go south, we had to have our little party, like I say, in the car.
Yep.
And my dad would go with the boys to the restroom, to make sure nothing go down. But like I say, I believe a lot of this stuff is manufactured to make sure you keep your prisons intact and make sure you keep, like I say, a burnt down neighborhood where you could talk about it.
I got about 30. I got about 30 seconds left.
30 seconds.
What exactly?
Well,
no. Answer my question.
I'm going to hang up because I don't talk a lot. Go ahead.
Answer my question. What exactly is manufactured?
Just like I be saying, the systemic structure that they put in place. Like we couldn't, so we had to fight to get a job. We had to march in my time.
I got that.
At Allen Bradley.
Okay.
That was systemic.
How?
I'm just
How
saying,
was that systemic
stuff in place because it was done by the state. Why couldn't we get a job? Why couldn't we just walk in there and
Allen Bradley didn't want to hire you. Put the problem.
He said it.
I'm just saying.
Well, they had forced them to.
Correct.
And he had said he was going to close down his plant, but he didn't.
All right.
So, okay.
Well, thank you, ma'am. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
On it. Okay, then. Talk to you. Yeah. Okay, then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I get it. Yeah, we're going to have to dig into Project 2025, and we're going to have to look at that because, I have a blinder when it comes to systemic because I think people do it. They're just racist.
The Truth Family Fest is back. If you're looking for a fun opportunity to showcase your clothing line, restaurant, nonprofit organization, food truck, or small business, look no further than doing it at our Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 17th. We are currently accepting vendor applications for our festival, and you don't want to miss out on this great opportunity to promote your business and be part of all the fun. For more information or to sign up to be a vendor, visit truthfamilyfest.com.
Truth Nation, join me, Sherwin Hughes, on Saturday, June 15th from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at North Division High School for Axe Housing's free home buying seminar in partnership with BMO Harris Bank. Visit axehousing.org today to register for this informative event where you can be put on your path toward home ownership. There are absolutely no income limits. Meet with home buying and financial coaches who will answer any and all of your questions you have about the home buying journey. Get pre-approved for a home loan on the spot and so much more. Register today by visiting axhousing.org.
If anyone knows the joy of rescuing animals, it's me. Just ask my rescues, who are all very important members of my family. Your life can also be forever changed by adopting a shelter pet. And it's not just about happiness your pet gets from finding a loving home, but that which you'll get from bringing them into your life. The heroes at American Humane have been helping animals for more than 140 years, whether it's rescuing animals caught in disasters, ensuring the safety of animals stars on the screen, or protecting our planet's endangered species. They go above and beyond to further their mission and make the world a kinder place for animals. Please consider adopting a shelter pet and support American Humane. You can learn more at AmericanHumane.org.
Brought to you by American Humane.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never let them have too much screen time. And never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed. Never, ever become a minivan mom. And you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tori Lowe Show on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, the locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. A set of Germantown twins have been arrested in a $200,000 drug bust. According to the Washington County Sheriff's Office, the 23-year-olds were arrested May 20th after the search. There, they uncovered 5 pounds of fentanyl, a pound of cocaine, along with 2 guns, drug paraphernalia, and cutting agents. Milwaukee police are searching for a missing 10-year-old girl, Nia Woods. Nia Woods is 4'10", weighing around 80 pounds with a medium build with braids. Woods was last seen near 51st and Center this past Thursday around 10:30 at night. If you have any information, contact 414-935-7272 for the Milwaukee Police. 6 Department of Corrections employees were booked into the Dodge County Jail earlier this week, Wednesday. Dodge County Sheriff Dale Schmidt announced they arrested 9 different staff members in relation to 2 of 4 recent in-custody deaths at the Waupun Correctional Facility. These arrests also included the warden, Randall Hepp. The charges are in connection to 1 prisoner who died of dehydration and malnutrition, and the other died of a stroke after prison staff allegedly ignored repeated signs of medical distress. Hepp has been charged with felony misconduct in public office. The other 8, including a nurse, face felony charges for inmate abuse. Yesterday, prisoners staged a sit-in protest at the prison, stating their conditions have not improved since the arrests. TMJ4's Ben Jordan has more on the story.
Those locked up inside are reaching out for help.
This is getting ridiculous. People are dying in this institution.
As their voices are nearly drowned out by other inmates yelling in the background.
I got here March 28th this year, and I'm shocked at what's going on here.
Some claim they're under constant lockdowns and forced to live in filth.
We don't get showers, which we have to take the showers right now for 9 days.
Another inmate's biggest concern, allegations of illegal drugs being circulated.
Whatever you can think of is pretty much here.
All in what's supposed to be a maximum security penitentiary.
This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, yeah. I thought I was going to, do some stuff, but I'm torn. Do I do my top 5 at 5 or hit the talking text line? I think I'm going to hit the talking text line. I'm going to hit the talking text line first. By the way, to remind you, in my open, we talked about most Black Americans believe racial conspiracy theories about U.S. institutions. If you're interested in that website, pewresearch.org, you can get the link by texting RACE, R-A-C-E, to 833-212-1017, and you can check it out. The caller said, coming forward through coming out of adversity in a positive manner is a valuable skill that I love passing on. Good doc. You're welcome. Well, it sounds cute, but that's not how life works. Life is not always positive. Being positive and recognizing, you can't be positive all the time because you'll never appreciate the good times, right? You'll think everything's the same, so it really won't affect you. You have to have the down so you can appreciate when you're up. But you can't always be positive. This is me speaking, just like the caller did. You cannot go into and out of adversity positively. It's diverse. It's adversity. Did I say diversity? Adversity, well, that either. Positively, you can't. You just can't. It's too difficult. Interesting. Great job, Dr. Ken. That song, Gloria by Enchantment, in your playlist. That's actually the first time I've heard that song in over 30 years. Love it still. They don't make music like that anymore. Chauncey said, you on a roll, brother? You might come back off your break with Johnny Guitar Watson on the blankety blank. Them young whippersnappers don't know nothing about that. No, they don't know nothing about it. That's why I played it. It was like, huh? Yeah. People don't even play guitar like that anymore. It's unfortunate. It is very unfortunate that we don't. Yeah. It's sad. It is. In a word, sad.
Number 5.
Well, Will Smith dominated the box office this past weekend. Yes, I said his name, unfortunately. I had to read it because, well, With this latest installment with Martin Lawrence assisted buddy film, Bad Boys, Ride or Die. But there's one public figure who isn't supporting a Will Smith movie until he takes time to talk to the black community about slapping Chris Rock at the 2022 Academy Awards. And I am actually in agreement with this person. Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith took his nightly podcast on Sunday night to explain why he's boycotting the latest Bad Boys movie despite the warm reception it received at the box office. In a segment titled, "Are We Embracing Will Smith Again?" Stephen A. brought attention to Will Smith avoiding the Oscar slap topic during his Bad Boys press run and why it's rubbing him the wrong way. Well, he should have thought about that. Will Smith apologized. I'm not saying he even has to apologize. I'm saying that while I watch him and Martin Lawrence promoting the movie, and I'm quite sure the reason he hasn't addressed it is because the studios don't want him to, and there's an obligation that you have with them, all fear, Stephen A. Smith said. While expressing his genuine love for Will Smith, Stephen A. explained why the superstar actor still owes an explanation to black people due to the setback he placed on the community as a whole when he slapped on the Oscar stage and slapped another black man for the world to see. So, yeah. I'm not a Will Smith fan anymore. I'm not going to support him until he publicly explains why he did what he did. And it's my prerogative, and if he don't care, I'm pretty sure he don't care. That's cool too. But my money stays in my pocket. I will not be going to see Bad Boys. And I love Martin Lawrence to death. But he would do? No, player. I mean, his movie could have been probably 75.
Number
100.
4.
See how you do me? See how you do me?
Dr. K, I did not mean
See
to
how
do
you
that.
do me? See how
It
you
clicked
do me?
on the right-hand thing on the mouse.
You see how you do me? As if the mouse by itself jumped up and clicked itself, right?
My finger was on there. And I was
so why was your
listening.
finger on it? Why's your finger on it? But look, that's all I got. I can't push it. See, if I could push it myself. I'm gonna have to do my show from in there now. I do what I want to do. It's my show. I'm doing my show from in there now. So there.
Dr. K, this is right here in my territory right
No,
here.
this is my show.
Is, well,
So I can do my show from in there.
Right back here is my territory.
And then once I learn the
in
board,
there.
I'm move you out the way.
Dr. K, right here is my spot.
It'll only last like 15 minutes. Then you'll be like, hey, can y'all bring Jason back? Be like, okay. It'll be like 15 minutes. Tops. They'll be like, dude, yeah, like you messed that up. You need to go sit down. Go. Let's go sit down. You owe me dinner, by the way, because you pushed the button.
That was a mess up. That was one. But you got to remember, that's the first one I done had probably since the first couple of weeks I started producing your show.
That's not true.
With the top 5 on 5.
Does it matter when you make the mistake or where you make the really? Spoken like a true Gen Z. Well, actually, it matters where and the time. Well, no. I only made that in the 5 o'clock hour. If it was the 4 o'clock hour, yeah, whatever. We got to mitigate it somehow. Gotta make it. Can I have that again?
Number 4.
All right, real talk. Okay, we being silly. From CNN investigates. A Coast Guard Academy official says top leaders directed her to lie to sexual assault victims in Congress, making her an unwitting accomplice in a cover-up of abuse for decades. And as a result, Shannon Nuremberg says she's resigning from her role as the Academy's head of sexual assault prevention, issued a public apology to survivors, saying that she is no longer willing to stay silent. The Coast Guard lied to me, she wrote in a public statement posted online Sunday. I can no longer with good conscience be a part of an organization that would betray me, betray victims of sexual assault, and betray the system I helped set up to hold perpetrators at the Academy accountable. Nuremberg's explosive allegations were made in advance of a congressional hearing this week, at which the Coast Guard's first female commandant, Admiral Linda Fagan, is slated to testify about the agency's sexual misconduct scandal. So, yeah. In an exclusive interview with CNN, Nornberg says she had made it her mission to help sexual assault survivors at the Coast Guard Academy. For more than a decade, she said she was devastated when she recently discovered old records showing how leaders had used her as part of a cover-up of Operation Fouled Anchor, a secret internal probe into a history of sexual assault cover-ups that CNN exposed last summer. She wrote in her public posting that she was sent on an apology tour in 2019 to brief dozens of assault victims about their cases, which had previously been mishandled by leadership at the academy. The list of talking points she was given at the time showed she was directed to tell victims that Congress was already fully aware of the operation, which she now knows was not the case. She believes this was intended to dissuade the victims from contacting their members of Congress. The Coast Guard said it was a mistake, not a conspiracy, for the talking point about Congress to be on the list given to Nornberg. Huh? How? The agency added that Coast Guard officials recently interviewed a now retired Coast Guard officer present during those victim meetings, and she said the talking points were never brought up. Nornberg says she didn't have a precise recollection of all the meetings, but noted that she had one-on-one calls with several victims outside of the presence of the now retired officer. Nornberg also said that if she had been told that Congress was unaware, she would have notified lawmakers immediately. Why would anyone trust anything the Coast Guard has to say about Operation Fouled Anchor at this point? Which, I got to hand it to her, is, well, it's a very good point.
Number 3.
It's a tough week for education. So, U.S. education chief is considering new ways to discourage college admissions preference for kids of alumni. Joe Biden's education chief says he's open to whatever levers are available, including federal money, to discourage colleges from giving preference to the children of alumni and donors. So, Miguel Cardona said legacy admissions must be revisited for the sake of diversity on campuses. But then what do you do when the legacy person or the person that's a donor is black? Do you discard them? Or do they fall into the different category? And being open, why is race okay, but money not? Why is gender okay and money not? Why is gender identity okay and money not? So you're being punished for actually saving up, going to school, graduating, then sending your child to your alma mater as if that's a negative thing. And then you turn around and say, oh, poo on you. You shouldn't be able to do that. Why not? One of the reasons you go to an alma mater is to have your kids go there, and then you give money to make sure your kids go there. And some people can afford it and some people can't. Some people can afford college, some people can't. That's called life. Some people choose college, some people don't. I don't know how to, I don't know. Am I being mean? Am I being, because I struggled through college and had to pay for it myself. I struggled. I did get help from Illinois, from the Illinois State Scholarship Commission. But room and board and all that, I had to pay out of my father's Social Security benefits and his VA benefits. I had to use that money to pay monthly for my dorm so I could actually stay there or pay rent, food. I had to pay it all myself. And then had to work two, 3 part-time jobs. So, I don't know. We talked about it last night on our sister station, 620 WTMJ, Denise Thomas and I. It comes down to work ethic. That's really what it comes down to. Are you willing to show up and put it in? If you're not, sometimes I see people and I just go, stop complaining and moaning about everything. Put the work in. That's how you learn it. It's not coming to you because you're young or because you think you're talented and you're great. There's somebody out there that's better than Prince, better than Michael Jackson, but you'll never know. There's somebody that can play basketball better than Michael Jordan, but you'll never know because you don't have the work ethic to get you to the level to be noticed. And that's unfortunate, but we pretend like it doesn't matter.
Number 2.
From Fox6Now.com, Marquette University President Michael Lovell died on yesterday after a 3-year battle with cancer. He was 57. University officials say he passed away in Rome while on a mission trip. The university posted on his Facebook page, "Together we pray for President Lovell's family, especially his wife Amy, his children, and his friends, as well as for all members of our Marquette and Milwaukee communities as we grieve this immeasurable loss." So it's unfortunate. He's been fighting a rare form of cancer, sarcoma, and he announced it in 2021 when he was 54 years old. He passed away yesterday. He was 57 years old. I think Marquette was a better place because of Mike Lovell. He was the dean of the School of Engineering at UW Milwaukee, then became the chancellor there, and then became president at Marquette. Isabel Cherney, Mount Mary University president, said, "To me, it's like a double loss as a university professor, but also a man of faith." And so, yeah, it will be, keep his family, keep his loved ones in prayer as they go through this extremely, extremely rough time.
Number 1.
Well, y'all been hearing about it, and I haven't seen anything on the news yet in regards to it. But jury deliberations began, and so they worked their way all the way through to now. They gave their final words, and it's going to go to the jury for Hunter Biden. And so whether or not you agree or disagree, or it's a witch hunt or not a witch hunt, jurors are due back. They'll come back Tuesday, and they're deliberating, and they're going to eventually come up with whether or not he's guilty or not guilty. And, they told us about some really tough things he went through while he was on crack cocaine and buying a gun. His daughter testified. Other family members testified. So what do we know? President Joe Biden's only surviving son, Hunter Biden, faces 3 charges tied to the possession of a gun while using narcotics. He pled not guilty. The jury began deliberating after both sides finished their arguments in the afternoon. Jurors were dismissed for the day after they did not reach a verdict. During closing arguments, prosecutors argued that the evidence against the president's son was ugly and overwhelming and that they had proven their case 7 ways to Sunday. The defense said that the prosecution had fallen short of its burden of proof in the case and that it is time to end the trial. Among those who were called to testify last week were Hallie Biden, the wife of Hunter Biden's late brother, Beau, Gordon Cleveland, the man who sold Hunter Biden the gun at the heart of the case, and Hunter Biden's daughter, Naomi Biden. Hunter Biden did not take the stand. So it'll be interesting. They finished at 4:32 today, Delaware time, Eastern time, which was about 3:32, and without a verdict. And they're going to be going, and we're going to see what happens. They'll be back in court tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So we shall see. Hey, families, it's that time of year where school is going to be out, and our kids need positive programming to keep them engaged. So join Safe and Sound at 4422 West Leon Terrace for their summer their Safe Summer Kickoff. That's Saturday. What's today? Okay, let's do this. You ready? That was last Saturday. 833-212-1017 is the number. Comments, questions, all sorts of things like that. Oh, I also want to remind you that the keyword phrase is top 5, 2 words, F-I-V-E, top 5, 610. Top 5, 610, as in today's date, June 10th. So if you want to get the stories and the links to my top 5 at 5 today, make sure you text 833-212-1017. Text top 5, 610.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It started with a prediction.
Go out there and play basketball and win. And how many games? 6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
All insurance companies, they want to know where are your cars housed. Right. They want to know how far you're driving to get to and from work every day. Mm-hmm. They want to know all these different things for weather patterns. Are you living in northern Wisconsin, or are you living down in Tornado Alley somewhere in Kentucky? These things make a difference as to how your insurance rates are formed. It needs you to be factual, and every single time somebody commits these different frauds, it all adds up, and everybody ends up paying the price for it down the road.
Erie Insurance, providing the protection you need and the service you expect, all at a great price.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as 1 business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Turn up the summer vibes at Chula Vista Resort, your playground for summer dreams, water parks, and sun-soaked pools. Epic water slides, soaring zip lines, and world-class golf. Dine in the #1 steakhouse in Wisconsin. Chula Vista Resort. Call 1-800-388-4782 or visit chulavistaresort.com.
More than 6 million kids in the U.S. have ADHD, and many aren't getting the support they need. At understood.org, we can help. Sometimes in class, the only thing your child can focus on are the thoughts racing through their head.
Why am I always falling behind? Why do I feel so alone? So different.
Your child is looking to you for answers. But as a parent, you probably have a lot of questions too. What should I do next? Where do I even start? At understood.org, we provide parents with the resources they need to help kids with ADHD thrive. Your child wants to thrive. Be the reason they do. Visit understood.org/the-reason to get started.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Hey, we're excited to be back celebrating the 53rd annual Juneteenth celebration in Milwaukee. Make sure you join us Wednesday, June 19th. As we broadcast live from the Juneteenth celebration, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., stop by our table, play some games, win some Truth swag, and say what's up to your favorite Truth teammate, mainly me. So, 1017 The Truth, celebration of Juneteenth. It's presented by our founding partners, American Family Insurance Group of Law Offices and Associated Bank. And is sponsored by Tabak Law, Molson Coors, and Educators Credit Union. 833-212-1017 is the number. Aramore said he doesn't have to apologize for anything. Stephen A. Smith didn't apologize for his rants. Well, why would he need to apologize for his rants? He didn't commit a crime. He didn't commit a crime. Somebody committed assault. I'm sorry, battery. He slapped him in the face. He should have been arrested. I don't care who he is. He should have been arrested. You'd be screaming for my arrest. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him. But yes, yeah. Celebrities get a break. What if it had been a white guy that was married to a black woman and a black guy dismissed her? So-called said word. Like, what's the first thing your mama teach you? Dude, somebody say something? Yeah. You don't like it? Yeah. Walk away. Walk away. Yeah, but you gonna look like a punk. To who? To who? Walk away. You ruined your life. This was what? One of the last movies you made? Did he win for Emancipation? Right. And then nobody went to see it. Nobody looked at it online, right? Nobody streamed it. So what did you really do for yourself? You guaranteed you would not be able to make any money for the next 10 years. Because no studio in their right mind would touch you. Dude, you committed battery on international TV. Tens of millions of people watching. Right? I understand you defending your wife, who clearly doesn't defend you, who doesn't support you, who slept with her son's best friend while she was married to you, which is, it's difficult to beef about it because that's her business. I don't even care. That's her business. That was that adult man's business, right? And he forgave her and they lived together. That's great, but don't let it drive your emotion. Especially to a comedian? Like, what were you thinking? And so all of that became nothing when you punched him. I'm sorry, when you slapped him. Once you slapped him, your career was over. You're done. You're in your 50s. You're not going to be able to move like you move. Maybe he's in his late 40s. I don't know. Who cares? He ain't going to be able to move like that in 10 years. So at what point is it really worth it for standing up? Some things you should walk away from. We have to teach our kids. We have homicides in our community today because our kids don't walk away. What are we doing? What are we teaching them? And then somebody said, well, okay, Stephen A. Smith, same one, Aramore said Stephen A. Smith made comments about women that they made him apologize for. True. Yes, they did. He didn't take it back. He just apologized for it. Yeah, I'm sorry I said that. You're an idiot. I'm sorry I said that. I don't take it back. You're an idiot. I'm just saying I apologize for saying you're an idiot. Like, really? So, but the bottom line is this. Why are we giving Will Smith, Stephen A. Smith, and all these other celebrities all this power? Because people believe in influencers. They actually think an influencer has power. And an influencer is getting rich off of what you think about them, not what they actually say or do. Think about that. What influencer do you know that has power? Not the celebrity. I'm talking about just the internet influencer that you allow, the fact that you would allow somebody to come in and have power over what you think to get you to buy something or do something or say something or do something stupid is not a reflection of the influencer. It's a reflection of you. That you let somebody come in and talk you into doing something or thinking something, voting a certain way, acting a certain way, and then when it doesn't go your way, blame somebody else. Think about that. Interesting. 833-212-1017 is the number. We way late, ain't we? We just be running off at the mouth. I'm telling you. Traffic, sports, and weather up next.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Denise Thomas with her truth.
Truth Nation, there has been an ongoing debate in terms of what work ethic means, and primarily across generations. You hear phrases like, this new generation doesn't know the meaning of work. They're entitled. And the younger generation saying things like, the older people, they work way too hard and not smart enough. All perspectives have some extension of validity. I want to share with you something that I heard last weekend that really resonated with me as it relates to work ethic. And the quote was, a lot of people want to learn how to play the guitar, but they don't want to take the lessons. And so, Truth Nation, as we continue to have ongoing conversations about the meaning of work and work ethic, I want to ask each of us to consider what work means to us. And in terms of what we are looking to gain from whatever aspect of work that we deliver every day, is it equal to what we want to gain? In other words, are you putting in the work that's not just short game or 60 seconds or less, but the work that is going to create a long impact on whatever return on the investment looks like for you? Let's start having more conversations about the meaning of work, making sure that we're aligned on what that looks and feels like, and ultimately not giving up on doing the work, because goodness knows we got a lot of work to do.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth Be Told with DT and Tellez weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Here's to experiencing it all this summer in Wisconsin. Every deliciously cheesy, rockin', magical, fireworks-filled, festival-loving moment. There's Cheese Curd Fest in Ellsworth, Strawberry Fest in Cedarburg, Festival of the Arts in Stevens Point, and the Renaissance Fair in Bristol, Honor the Earth Powwow in Hayward, Mile of Music in Appleton, Venetian Fest, Bratfest, Summerfest. So many fests for your whole crew. Find them all at TravelWisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
Seriously injured? Make one call. That's all.
Well, a couple of issues still up on the board. We've got an accident on 94 eastbound just past Highway 83 off on the right shoulder. Another one on the ramp from Highway F to 94 westbound. Still dealing with an accident on 94 southbound on the left shoulder just past Highway 142 in Kenosha County. Otherwise, delays northbound 43 coming out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Southbound, very heavy from Silver Spring down past Keefe. And 41 southbound, heavy from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Clear and cool, a low of 49. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a chance for afternoon or evening showers, a high of 73. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Alex Tellez. The Milwaukee Brewers ended their road trip with a 10-2 loss versus the Tigers on Sunday. They are back at home this Monday versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Colin Ray expected to take the mound versus Jose Barrios. First pitch is scheduled for 7:10, with coverage beginning over on WTMJ at 6:35. Brewers still currently hold a 6.5 game lead for first place in the division. And finally, over in basketball, Game 2 of the NBA Finals goes to the Boston Celtics as they won at home, 105-98, going up 2-0 in the series. Former Buck Drew Holiday led the game for the Celtics with 26 points. Game 3 is set in Dallas on Wednesday with a scheduled tip-off of 7:30. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, probably supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I have a question. It's kind of a dumb question. See, I can say that about myself. It's kind of dumb. D with a capital UMB. So, you ready? Why do black people love ginger ale so much? All right, I said it. I don't understand what's going on. Why do black people love ginger ale? Do you like ginger ale? 833-212-1017 isn't what? What?
I like ginger ale.
Okay. You're not going to answer why?
I really don't. I mean, honestly, I only drink ginger ale really on the plane. I can't lie to you. But because like when they come by, they ask, what do you want to drink, ginger ale or whatever they ask. I say, yeah, let me get some ginger ale. It's kind of like a Sprite, ain't it?
Ginger ale has garnered widespread attention in households. This is from newsone.com. However, its popularity often holds a unique significance within the black community. Among black families, ginger ale is a staple at family dinner gatherings and often serves as a go-to remedy for what? Nausea, colds, my stomach hurt. Its effervescence and soothing qualities have solidified its status as a preferred refreshment. But what lies behind this cultural affinity? I watch a lot of British TV, BritBox, Acorn TV. And, oh, are you okay? Yes. Well, let's sit down and have a spot of tea. Well, dude, what tea gonna do for me? It got caffeine in it. It's gonna make me wired. What? But it's the culture. Well, I guess with black people, it's ginger ale. Hoodoo and ginseng. Well, per the Smithsonian, inside the slaves narrative, a vast archive obtained by the Works Progress Administration between 1836 and 1838, historians at the museum found evidence of enslaved and informally enslaved individuals in the western Appalachia area using ginseng, a close cousin of ginger, as a medicinal remedy to alleviate fevers and ailments. They wrapped affected individuals in ginseng leaves to alleviate discomfort. Our ancestors were spot on because research shows that ginseng can be used to build immunity. So according to the archive, enslaved and those formerly in servitude would often sell ginseng to earn income. Now, hoodoo, you know what hoodoo is? Hoodoo is a spiritual practice that melds pre-existing African religions with Southern African American culture, which may also be connected to black people's love for ginger ale. Born out of necessity during the transatlantic slave era, hoodoo served as a means of resistance and empowerment for enslaved people, rooted in the belief that herbs and roots possess their own unique energies and properties. Hoodoo practitioners would often use ginseng to help men increase sexual prowess, the Smithsonian noted. It was also believed to have properties within the root that could help black people develop good luck. And so, why ginger? Well, ginger ale has always been cost-effective and a cost-efficient approach for thirst or the common cold for many black households due to its affordability and accessibility. But ginger is known to contain some powerful properties that can help with everything from reducing inflammation to alleviating migraines, according to Johns Hopkins Medicine. The healing powers of ginger are thanks to a natural component found within the root called gingerol, which is beneficial for digestion and can help to protect against free radicals. You know, free radicals are what cause cancer. So commercially available ginger frequently includes preservatives like citric acid and sodium benzoate, along with artificial caramel color that may not really align with a healthy lifestyle. However, if you're seeking a healthier option, you can craft your own ginger ale at home using natural ingredients like ginger water, lemon, carbonated water. They even have recipes in here. So I guess that's why we love ginger ale. Isn't that a song that talks about we love the voodoo that you do? Anyway, all right. Yeah, just having a flashback. 833-212-1017 is the number.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation! And all our juicy jammers out there. Make certain that you tap into Jam with Juice each and every day so you can quench your thirst. That is right. You already know you can sip on us every single day, like Benjamin said, from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. But that's not all, y'all. Catch us exclusively on YouTube for our 6 to 7 show. Yep, only on Thursdays. Catch Jamming with Juice each and every day on 1017 The Truth. Now sip on that. Saving energy and money is easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%, and make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. Simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as 1 business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Disability Rights Wisconsin's Medicare Part D helpline is here to help disabled elderly Medicare beneficiaries with questions about their Part D prescription benefit. The Part D helpline may be able to help you save money on your Part D premium, deductible, and copays. For free, unbiased assistance, please call the Disability Rights Wisconsin Medicare Part D helpline any time of the year at 1-800-926-4862. That's 1-800-926-4862.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. Hey, 1017 The Truth Street Team, sponsored by UW Credit Union, is coming to an event near you. Join us this Saturday. Benjamin and Carrie Noni will be riding clean in the Truth Truck as they participate in Racing's Juneteenth Parade. Parade starts at 10 a.m. Can't wait to see you there. Also, you can check out The Truth and Sherwin Hughes. We at the Act on Home Ownership. Right? It's a home buying seminar that's presented by Axe Housing. And so this will take place at North Division High School, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Start your journey towards home ownership while also winning some Truth swag. Always remember, 1017 The Truth Street Team is sponsored by UW Credit Union. They're here for every year. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me go back and check the talk and text line so I don't get hollered at or screamed at. You missed this and you missed that. All right, speaking of missed, I know some money. Hey, question. If I gave you $1 million and then you lost it, would you miss it?
Well, I mean, I guess I wouldn't miss it because it was never mine yet, but I would be very disappointed.
Why?
Because I was expecting $1 million.
Well, Howard University, I'm sure you heard, has severed all ties with Sean Diddy Combs, including snatching back his honorary doctorate degree. And this decision follows after the release of video footage in which Combs is seen violently assaulting his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. University's Board of Trustees called Combs' behavior so fundamentally incompatible with Howard University's core values and beliefs, and it also agreed to terminate the scholarship program in his name. You ready? And return the $1 million donation by the rapper. Combs only attended Howard from 87 to 89, but received an honorary degree from the university in 2014. University website reads that it is unwavering in its opposition to all acts of interpersonal violence. Members of Howard's community say the university made the right call. Amia Henry, a recent Howard University graduate, said it's good to show that even though Combs has brought success to the school, if he doesn't align with the values of Howard, he should not be celebrated. Henry, like most of the public, was disgusted and shocked by the abuse allegations, recent video surrounding Combs and Cassie. She even said, though it's not good to have someone's trauma on display, I was glad that his true colors are being shown. Alumna Pauline Tate said the video is a reflection of the neglect on black women. To her, the university acted too slowly in standing against Combs. We black women have to show proof of abuse to almost near death before getting our voices counted. She graduated in 1998. In light of revoking his honorary degree, conversations about the importance of such a degree is being called into question. University has awarded around 700 honorary degrees throughout its history, including Combs. Howard student Zemoy Morel said called the degree stupid. I don't think you should get a degree just because you have a name or because you're giving money to an organization. Hey, it's not because he gave money, it's because he was the speaker. He spoke at graduation, so you get an honorary degree. That's just normal for universities. Morel said he and his fellow Howard students are working for their degrees and paying for their degrees. Yeah, but he didn't pay $1 million like Combs did. So what you're saying is that you think it's stupid. You should not get a degree just because you have a name or because you're giving money to an organization, but you're working for your degree and giving money to the organization. I'm just being silly. I understand exactly what he's saying. He's basically saying you didn't graduate, but you receive a degree just for being rich and famous. Well, that's what they do all over the world. That's called filling up the endowment, right? I mean, let's just be real. Sometimes just because you don't like something doesn't make it wrong. So stop dismissing things and canceling things and getting rid of. Like if you don't want to hear something, don't listen. But don't stand up and tell people, well, we have to stop that because that's bad. Well, no, you just disagree with it. But don't tell them to shut up. Why don't you just leave? And then people have a right to say what they want to say. But the problem is people seem to believe that if they don't want to hear it, they should shut you up instead of them leaving or countering it or saying something. What is that? And why do we do that? Okay, let me hush. Why do y'all do that? Because it makes no sense. If you're going to complain and scream and holler and protest, then you have to expect other people to scream and holler and protest. You cannot have it both ways. But yet that's exactly what people think. They can have it both ways. Oh, it's not a problem. We got this. We'll just, complain until the person stops talking. We'll scream and holler because we don't want to hear it. College should be a safe place. No, it should not. College is where you learn and you grow and you mess up and you retool and you learn about yourself and you grow. We want to make it a place where there's no bumps in the road. Everything's smooth. What was it the caller said earlier? You want everything where everything's positive. Life's not like that. And you'll appreciate the good when you come out of the bad. Life is not always roses. It is, just not always. It's always that going into a storm, coming out of a storm, or you're in the middle of a storm. Trust me. Because it's true. Enough said. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I want to appreciate you for coming and hanging out with me this evening. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm only here 3 days this week, and then I'm out taking some extra time like I always do right before. Take off for Father's Day, and I'll be back for Juneteenth, so y'all hang out. I'll be here Tuesday and Wednesday, though, to poke you in the side and harass you. So, and then Jason will be here. We'll see if he, he's still on this, well, I made a mistake at 4 a.m. I make mistakes every day.
I'm just saying.
I make more mistakes than you, so there. Hey, God bless. Take care. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you as always. Give me some more information on Music Monday. So if you got anybody else you want, because somebody called up Johnny Guitar Watson, I was like, bet. So now you got him. So next Monday, I won't be here. But the following Monday, we'll have to make sure we come up with somebody good. Or should I just do all women? Hit me on the talk and text line, 833-212-1017. All women, all men, or both. I'm out.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call, That's All Gruber Cash giveaway is now a
Truth Truth Nation, join me, Sherwin Hughes, on Saturday, June 15th from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at North Division High School for Axe Housing's free home buying seminar in partnership with BMO Harris Bank. Visit axehousing.org today to register for this informative event where you can be